Hi.
Francesca Eastwood, as I live and breathe, there you are. My gosh, I'm going to start this interview off by ingratiating myself a little to you.
Oh,
Clawfoot is just such a fun film to watch. What
thank
great
you so
performances.
much. Thank
Uh,
you so much. I really appreciate that.
Milo Gibson is such a good actor, and you are so solid in what you do. I mean, it was just a fun movie in a lot
Thank
of ways
you.
as well.
Thank you. That really means a lot to me. We had a lot of fun doing that. So thank you so much.
And now Running on Empty, one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. I mean,
Oh,
such a screwball, wonderful comedy. And it reminds me so much of stuff that was done in the 50s and 60s and even
yeah.
into the 70s.
I would agree. I would agree. I think the arcs of the characters and the way it's kind of formulated is pretty traditional. And then there's this new concept, almost like Twilight Zone-y of oh, you have your death date and what is that going to do to you? Like, it's a bit fantasy in that sense, but yeah, it is a bit old school in that
A
way.
little screwball comedy is what I like to
Yeah,
say.
definitely
And
lots of
your character, Nicole, is, I love her because I don't like
yeah,
her.
that's great for me to
Talk to
hear.
me about putting on her skin.
Let's see. Nicole. I thought Nicole would, I mean, the script is so dark and the script is it really is morbid and about death. And um, there was obviously a lot of humor in the script. And then I just thought, God, what an oddball person, what an oddball human that's so self-absorbed and shameless. And she just reminded me of one of those people that just kind of sucks you dry and just dominates you and just leaves you
Yeah.
to be. And that selfishness was kind of fun to, I wanted, I thought, my mom always says what the character's feeling, you're feeling, or what you're feeling, the character's feeling. And I said, I'm just going to be really selfish with this one and have a good time. So
Well, what a wonderful thing you did, though, because she really, is one of those characters that you want to see more of because of you don't know what to expect from her.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love the writing in this because it is gallows humor. It is funny.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely not she's not an angel. She's not, you're not supposed to judge your character, but she's not a great person. She's not a very loving or nurturing person. Um but it was that was the fun of it for me.
In deciding to do a character, do you enjoy playing a character that's totally opposite you or a lot like you? I mean, what makes you say yes to taking a part?
Well, said yes to this because I like to think that Nicole is opposite of me. I like to think that we're very different. But I think that I have a bit of every character, there's a bit of every character in you. And I mean, I'm on social media. I can't say that I'm totally selfless and I don't care about what other people think. But Nicole's obviously someone that really cares about how she feels in the moment or what she looks like. And she's very shameless and very sexual, and those were things that I don't think. I'm definitely not shameless and as outwardly like sexual as she is. So those were things that I was like, all right, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Let's see if I can do that.
She's predatory.
She is. She is. I mean, she's got a certain style. She's
Hmm.
got a style.
How much does the costuming inform your character?
Well, the costuming's a lot. I mean, I think the nails are really the most, they're so underrated. The nails and the like, once the hair and makeup was done, like the typical, like I want to be an influencer look, and then the nails and the long nails and the phone. And I think it informed it a lot, and it just kind of makes you just melt into it. And
You've been in this business a while. Do you do live theater at all? Did you start? on stage?
I did as a child in my dreams. It still is a dream of mine to do a play. As you can, I don't know if you could see, I have lots of plays behind me.
The entire Samuel
Um,
French catalog is
It
behind.
literally, my mother has done a lot of theater, and she's given me her archive of plays, and it's always something that I've wanted to do. I've workshopped plays, but I've never fully committed to doing one. And I think when my son's a little bit older, that's definitely a road that I'm going to go
I
down.
would love to see you do something live. I mean,
Thank you.
you seem to be, I know your lineage, of course, but you seem to be so natural. And the camera loves you, but I think in a live performance, it uses different muscles, and
Yeah.
I think you're up to it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
What
Um,
a great compliment. Thank you.
well, that's all I do is I just compliment people, and I'm gone.
Very, very kind.
No
No,
one remembers me.
that is,
Um,
I will.
are you going to step behind the camera and direct at one point?
When I have the story when I have the right story to tell, absolutely.
Do you enjoy comedy over drama, or is that
No, absolutely not. I love the most heart. I want to cry. I want to feel pain. I want to feel joy. I want to feel I like drama a lot. Um, and I mean, there's drama and comedy, there's comedy and drama, but this was a bit of a stretch in that I feel like I try and play the darkest characters possible, and this was like, all right, let's
yeah,
not
well,
bring too much in, let's not overthink her. Like,
yeah, but I mean, even this character of Nicole, I mean, you have to find the truth about her. It's
mhm,
You have to play it as a dramatic and straight role, even though you're
yeah,
doing comedy, I would imagine.
yeah.
So is that
Well,
hard?
um, I don't think it was hard in this one. I mean, you mentioned clawfoot earlier. That one was hard because that one, I don't think it would have worked if I hadn't gone through like this whole, the whole backstory and all that stuff, and made her very traumatized.
But
I
did it
don't
make
think that would have worked.
do you carry pieces of your characters with you?
No, I think if anything, I set pieces of myself free with every character. So.
As audiences are going to start discovering this film, what do you think they're going to take away with them once they leave the theater?
There's this great saying, or there's a phrase that some of my friends, and sometimes I'll say it to my parents and they'll laugh because I think it's very old school, but it's if we weren't laughing about it, we'd be crying about it. And I feel like that's something that kind of fits this movie, that um can be very healing because it is such a serious concept. Um and if you can kind of make light of and laugh and enjoy something that's about death, it's beautiful.
Well, it's a beautiful macabre
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it reminded me of Harold and Maude in a way,
It's so
because your character is Law, your main character, Keir, by the way, Gilchrist. Wow, what a performance there! What
great.
a wonderful scene partner he must be.
Yeah, he's great. He's very professional, he's very sweet, and he's very focused. And I mean, he's been doing it for a long time. And um, yeah, he's lovely. I mean, it was very easy to work with him.
As we're getting to know each other and becoming best friends,
Of course.
um, how do you deal with the stress of show business? I mean, do you have things that you do to relieve the stress and stay happy?
I stay happy. Well, I think my work makes me happy. I think when I'm working, I'm really happy. So I actually don't think show business is I don't think I don't think the actual work is stressful at all. I think that maybe trying to get to a bigger place or trying to get to a better place can be stressful, or trying to shift your career from one way to another is kind of stressful. But I have a very solid foundation at home. I have a wonderful, loving partner, father to my child. I have a beautiful son. I have my dad. I have my mom. I really have a good family and a good tight circle, and that keeps me happy and grounded when I'm not working. And then when I'm working, I always feel at home and I'm happy. So
That's absolutely beautiful. I
yeah,
mean, I get that way too. My wife and my kids just bring me down to earth.
everything. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. There is nothing better than going to work and being in this crazy little fantasy world or whatever, and then coming home and you're just,
Yeah.
back to real life, and it's very grounding, and that's where true happiness
Yeah,
comes
I'll leave this interview. I just talked to, Francesca Eastwood and Bubba, and they'll go,
from.
you got to wash the floors, so it's who we are, it's a
Yeah.
job, right?
Yeah.
But it's the best job in the world.
It's the best job in the world. It's the most rewarding, and it's what matters at the end of life. So
What's coming up next for you? I think there's a movie called Juror. Did I get that right?
yes, the next one, I think the next one that's coming out is Queen of the Ring. I play Mae Young, a professional wrestler who wrestled it well into her 80s. She's iconic. Um, and then Juror 2, which my dad directed and is very close to my heart and very sentimental, and I'm very excited for everyone to see it.
I hope to talk to you for that one as well.
Definitely. I hope so too.
But training to be a wrestler, and
Yeah.
doing it right has got to be, taking up a lot of time.
Well, it's really intimidating because Mae Young had so many fans in the wrestling world, like The Rock, John Cena. Like she wrestled. She was one of the first female wrestlers, and then she wrestled on into her 80s. So everyone nowadays, if they see a clip of that performance and it's not spot on, I'm gonna be like, But I had to interpret her as a younger woman, and I tried to do my best. But she was an iconic, really iconic woman. Um, that was probably the scariest thing I've ever done.
Well, as we kind of wind up our interview, and God bless you for giving me some time today. I just really enjoyed it.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's lovely talking to you.
I always ask a weird question, and this is it. Coming
Okay.
up, what's your favorite thing on the craft services card?
Cheez-Its.
All right, you're gonna get a case of Cheez-Its from me. I don't know.
Cheez-Its, for
Yeah.
sure.
See, most people say Twizzlers. I,
Really?
yeah, most people.
Oh, if there are Cheez-Its, like that's I can't resist.
Wow. Well, you must be a great cook too, because I know the Eastwoods cook. I've
I
talked to
do
your brother.
cook. I do cook. I
Yeah.
do cook. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Francesca, I'm just
Yeah.
adoring. I don't want to leave. That's how good
I
this interview.
know. This is a lovely conversation.
Yeah. Well,
Talk
I'll look you up on
about-
social media. I hope you recognize me, and maybe we can do a longer interview sometime. I would love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely.
Take care and have fun answering all the same questions today.
Thank you. No, no, these are very unique questions.